sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Thursday, January 6th, 2022. Today, we are going to take a trip to the Windy City. We have one of the up-and-coming young guns into the game. If I only had what he has today back in my glory days, I tell you what, the world would be my oyster. And we are blessed, we are honored to have the mid-major king himself, the one, the only, Colton Sroka.
Wow. Coming from you, Jeff, are you kidding me? The pleasure is all mine. I can't believe that you have given me, yes, live from the Windy City. You see it here, folks. You have given me the opportunity to grace you with my presence amongst some of the legends that you have had live on this show. I've been following along for some time now, watching Breakfast Bankroll. Been in the industry for about a year now, making content, been gambling for the better part of a decade. We'll talk all about that, but my friend, thank you. I'm so glad our paths crossed, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to be here with you today, my friend.
Well, we have to obviously thank the one, the only, the real GOAT, Mr. Dave Sharapan,
Shout out.
For connecting us as you threw the soft curve out, and I was blessed to be on yourself and Riley's podcast. One that we had planned. I think there's still about 25 questions left on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I got a little long-winded, and I apologize.
No. Hey, anybody that's associated with us or Consig, take the over. It's all we're about. You get on a show, point blank period, we get windy. It's what happens. It is what it is. We always say, hey, never know, no reason to put a cap on good conversation.
So let's start. I guess we can back it up a little. Give everyone a little resume talk. Not just how you got started, but again, what brought you into these lanes, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. I mean, again, your enthusiasm, your dedication, what you and Riley do on a daily basis is second to none. So give everyone a little taste of what Colton's all about.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that again, my friend. And hey, blessed and grateful to be on with you is an understatement. I will use your words. But in a synopsis, my friend, I have one way, form, fashion, or another been involved in sports for probably all 26 years of my life. I came out of the womb swinging a baseball bat, shooting a basketball, tackling somebody. I played every sport in the on the book. And I would say it was probably about somewhere in 5th grade. I was probably right around 12 years old, and shout out my Grammy P, my grandma. We are extremely close. She got me into gambling, playing Texas Hold'em, playing blackjack. I loved going on party poker, playing some of those little things, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. Just trying, why does this card mean this, and how, if I wager this, will this make this guy make the emotion, everything behind it. I loved it. Well, then you fast forward a little bit to my 7th grade year, where I started falling in love with college basketball. Shout out to you again, the infamous mid-major king himself. I have become across Twitter now. But my middle school basketball coach, shout out Kurt Younghouse, got me into college basketball. And back then I was about 12, 13. I was doing $5 pots, and we were making the March Madness brackets. So if that's not gambling, I don't know what is. So one form, fashion, or another, I've been doing it since I was about 12, 13 years old. Fast forward, went to Illinois State University, Roll Birds. Got my degree in small business management, entrepreneurship. Of course, had the couple of offshore books here in Illinois. We didn't become legal till 2020. So I messed around with that a lot in college. And then we became legal in 2020, and the floodgates just absolutely opened. It got me so involved in every different avenue. Why does again, back to the why does this number mean this much? Why are the books moving this line like this? I have to know. And me being the competitive person I am, when I lose, I spend an additional hour going back over that play as why the hell did this lose? I have to know. So that kind of led us to where we are. Me and my partner Riley, our Mags Magnuson at our Mags TTL Sports. I'm at Colt TTL Sports. Didn't put it in there, but you can find that too at Talking the Line. You see it down there. But approached my partner Riley in late 2020. I said, hey, man, I've been putting out some plays, doing pretty solid. I've been sports gambling for a while, but I really think we can make some content. And the stuff I see out there, I think we can match it if maybe not even beat it. And he said, yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's go after it. So we dropped the Talking the Line newsletter. Simple picks, simple little blog, nothing major. Daily straight to your email inbox on January 1st of 2020. And now I am incredibly humbled, honored, blessed, all of our fans, all of the people we've been able to come in contact with. Excuse my French, I can't fucking believe that I'm sitting here on this show hanging out with you today. It's just a testament of getting up every day, going to work, and loving what you do, and I absolutely love it. So now we have 3 podcasts, The Daily Show, Wise Words that you came on every Wednesday, and then Cup of Joe on campus every Saturday. We go through the, when it was college football, we did that, and then now it's all college basketball. So in a nutshell, my friend, that's where I got to where I am now, and can't wait to continue to grow with you guys as well, and everything we got on the horizon.
Well, you came in at the right time. It's kind of the fact that you're already up and legal. Here I am in Massachusetts. They passed the weed bill a handful of years ago, so therefore they think they can just drag their feet
Sure.
on the sports wagering bill. Sure. And the fact is, I don't think they want to step on the toes of the boys of the North End. They're not greasing the right hands. The fact that we go 45 minutes left and we can go to Rhode Island, or an hour right, we go up to New Hampshire. Connecticut's already in the game, obviously, New York, New Jersey, et cetera. We're up to 32 states, and the gold rush is here, and you and Riley are just doing an amazing job. And again, we are fortunate to have the second part of your dynamic duo on here tomorrow. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We got some big stuff brewing here. So let me talk about hoops right now before we get into tonight's schedule. And also, I see the Titleist hat.
Century Tournament coming up. We got a big one. Hey, shout out. Oh, other side. Shout out my Cubbies, too. I guess we got Cubs over here. I'm the resident North Sider. Don't need any of that South Sider nonsense. Mags can have his moment when he comes on tomorrow, but it's all about the North Side over here, baby. We don't play that white and black stuff over there on the South Side. It's all about the red and the blue, but also getting ready for the Century Tournament.
Yes, we took a handful of swings. It's going to be a hell of a tournament, down to 38 golfers, no cut. Mm-hmm. So you're never not in it. I mean, it is 38 guys that all won last year, and one even a gold medal, Mr. Xander Schauffele. What a way to spend 4 days out in Kapalua and a guaranteed paycheck. That's tough to take, huh?
From where I sit, what I see here in the Windy City, about still 4 inches of snow on the ground. We're just a little north of single digits here in the temperature department. I don't think going out there to Hawaii would be anything I'd be interested in during this time of the year. So, you can skip me on that one, Jeff. I'm all good. I don't need it. Sunshine and warm weather, get out of here. I'm good.
Let me ask you, we are now into January. A lot of teams haven't played in a while. The UCLAs of the world, my UConn Huskies haven't played again in a couple weeks. Are you noticing late minute scratches? The Texas Tech team had 7 scholarship players yesterday. We won't get into that finale there. Has it changed your approach? Do you have to do more work? Are you following some of these moves? What have you had to do because of COVID and because of what's going on right now in these games?
I tell you, I don't want to say it's more work, because saying work doing this, I mean, it's always a blast. I mean, having fun doing what you love. That's the main thing, right? But this should always be entertainment at the end of the day. So you shouldn't be scratching your eyeballs out trying to find lines and stuff. But yes, during this time of the year, it does take extra work. As much as I hate to say it, it is. The due diligence is very, very important. A lot of those teams that are on some of those layoffs, the best advice that I can give on those is kind of be tentative. Offhand, I can pull it up real quick. I think we might have saw Davidson cover yesterday. I'm not sure if they covered or not. They were at -4. I know where they were at -4 yesterday. Let me see here while we're
I
thinking
think
about it.
they ended up being double-digit winners.
They did, yeah. They ended up winning by double digits. They covered their -4.5. So, I mean, there I am saying be tentative on it. They were on a super long layoff a couple of weeks. So, it kind of all comes down to the matchup. Right now, really what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, is just being careful, being tentative. Don't buy into last night, not to bring it up again, Iowa State line movement. Sometimes that to a 2.5 point line movement, almost 3 point line movement by tip off. I mean, I would have bought into that 9 times, 10 times a week, and twice on Sundays, and then it didn't end up playing out how we wanted it. So this time of the year is a little bit tricky. It's early on in the year still. Another thing I say on my daily show too: if you're not willing to lose a few units here or there out of the bankroll during this time of the year, then don't get involved in college basketball. Stick to your units, half units, full units. There's no reason to go out dropping 2, 3, 4, 5 units on like UNC last night at -2. I mean, it looked prime to cash, easy money, and then Notre Dame ends up winning it outright. So it's little things like that. Just kind of staying ahead of the curve and not putting all your eggs in one basket, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And I agree. I absolutely agree. For us, college basketball has always been our bread and butter. I won't lie though. We've been on the wrong side of a lot of swings. We are documented on 2017 with a 30-2 run in the conference championship into March Madness into the Final Four. The greatest heater I've ever had in college hoops. Anything that could go right went right. We were blessed. We were Moses. We were walking on water. We were parting the sea at the Bellagio.
Love it.
That way. I wake up every morning. I look at my spreadsheet, and it's
It's just glistening, glowing. I love it.
but and my ECSI VIPs waking up this morning feel like they got hit by a Mack truck. We were on the other side. Notre Dame wins outright.
Yeah.
Vols never showed up.
Mm.
Unfortunately, we had Iowa State plus the -5. And as I described this, anyone that didn't see, go to VSiN and just follow Sean King and Tim Murray. They were talking live as this went off. So it was a 40-foot double clutch bank shot for 3. So it went from 7 to 4 there. And then unfortunately, we had Bradley plus 1.5. And Missouri State said thanks, but no thanks with a walk-off 2-pointer. See, you wouldn't want to be you. So
I don't know about you, my friend, but I can sure spell mush. Goodness gracious, all Friday might have been an all-timer so far for the 2021-2022 basketball season there on that Texas Tech one. Goodness gracious, double dribble, double clutch, spin around, throw it off the backboard. The bank was open in the final seconds. My condolences to everybody that had the opposite side. Whew.
So what I am going to do for you, my brother, is
lay it on me.
We are going to bring up your board. I am going to go to our friends at Wager Talk and wagertalk.com, free odds.
Love it.
And we are going to pull up the board for the Mid-Major King. And we are going to talk shop right now. We're going to pick his brain. We are giving him the center stage to tell us exactly where his eyes and his bankroll might be. He doesn't have to tip his full hand. He's got a couple other shows going today.
Ooh, look at that.
The board is yours, my brother. Take it away.
The board is mine. All right. Well, I got a few plays. I got 5 plays in general that I love. I got one that I'm extremely in love with, so I'll start there. Let me see. Do I see it on here? Where's that Cincinnati and SMU game, my friend? Got that on there somewhere?
There we go. Hold on.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it right there underneath the red. All right. Yeah, pretty much across the market, holding Cincinnati up to the 3 in some spots, up to the 2.5. I gotta be honest with you guys. I took SMU plus the 2, and it's gonna be one of my favorite bets of this entire day. Let me move a quick little something. I got a couple little nuggets I can drop down here for you guys. Number one, this the college football season is over, my friends. This is what you need to know and what you need to be aware of. Cincinnati's basketball team is not their football team, so do not get it confused. Do not start throwing your damn bankroll at them. It's not the same team. The 91st ranked per KenPom Cincinnati Bearcats are 8-2 straight up, but 3-4-2 against the number on their home hardwood. You want to put your money on that inconsistency? Go right ahead. But they're also 0-1 in AAC play so far. They're going up against the 63rd ranked in KenPom SMU Broncos, I'm sorry, Mustangs. They're not the Broncos, they're the Mustangs. +2, +3, +1.5. I think it's Fugazi line movement. We talked about it a little bit before the show, Jeff, but some of this line movement you just can't believe, you can't buy into, and some of this real short movement like this in these low mid-major conferences, the AAC, I really think that this is going to be, or the A10 rather, this is going to be a little something that you need to keep your eye on. SMU is 2-1 straight up and against the number on the road so far, so we got no problem with them covering the number. I think they win this outright, but a couple of key reasons as to why I think they at least keep it close and get the cover. Number one is tempo. I always like to say boat racing teams are boat racing each other. When I talk about tempo, if they're a really fast team, neither team likes to boat race any of their opponents. But SMU does run a little bit faster, so I do think they control time of possession. They control the pace here today. 157th in tempo per KenPom, going up against Cincinnati, 231st in the nation. And really comes down to me, I see this being an offensive game, and at the end of the day, Cincinnati's just not going to be able to keep up offensively. 70.1 points per game for the Bearcats compared to SMU's 78.3. We'll stick with the Bearcats for a minute. All these stats per KenPom. 167th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 272nd in effective field goal, 161st in two-point percentage, 332nd in three-point percentage, and 305th in free throw percentage. They're struggling. Bad offensively. And that's something SMU's not doing, and I think we can hang our hats on their offense today. 34th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 37th in effective field goal, 71st in two-point percent, 38th in three-point percentage, and 80th in free throw percentage. I think their ability to knock down the three ball, them being SMU, the Mustangs, ability to knock down the three ball and the free throws really kind of allowed them to take this game outright, or at least keep it close for the cover. But I always like to say on my show, if you ain't never seen it, you don't believe me, you don't believe my goofy opinions, you don't believe the stats, just believe the trends. SMU, 6-0 ATS, last 6 overall. They're also 6-0 ATS, their last 6 versus a team with a winning straight-up record. Cincinnati, 1-7 against the number their last 8 overall, 1-3-1 against the number their last 5 home games, and 7-16-2 against the number their last 25 following an ATS loss, my friends. I love the SMU Mustangs here. My best bet of the day. I will be giving it out on my show, but SMU's flat-out better team, and the Bearcats are being overvalued on their home hardwood. So don't buy it, my friends. Take all the points the books are willing to give you. Take SMU Mustangs. I caught them at the +2, but +1.5, +3, all that good stuff's fine by me.
A lot of info there. Quick question before we move on to your next game.
Lay it on me.
KenPom, another big source that we use in college hoops to add to the other spreadsheets. That your Bible in the college hoops?
I would say so. Couple things that I really like to utilize. Definitely KenPom. You kind of heard me mention, like, we talk about it AOE, ADE, just for kind of quicker simplicity, adjusted offensive efficiency, adjusted defensive efficiency. Those really matter. You heard me talk about tempo. That really matters. Effective field goal, opponent effective field goal. Those stats really matter. And then once you get kind of past that, you want to look at like the hustle stats, the turnovers, the rebounds, kind of where they're at there too. So Cincinnati and SMU ranked pretty similar on the hustle side of things. So I see this being an offensive shootout. I absolutely love it. But I also like OddShark a lot. They do free computer projections. Their projections are pretty solid. I like going through them. They're pretty spot on from time to time. Shout out to a couple of our guys up there in the Great White North. And then I also like covers a lot. Again, shout out to some of our guys in the Great White North. Covers is top notch. If you've been in the industry for any amount of time, you know about covers and the work they do over there. So any opportunity I can shout them out for sure. Those three I would say would be my starting grounds, and then into team rankings, into wager talk, and then just kind of spirals. Who knows what the old Google machine pulls up through there.
So everyone listening and watching, game number one. Looks like you can at least get three. I don't know. I'm looking at some numbers here. It looks like the next move will be back to 2.5. I know it does show it's gone from 1.5 to 3. I don't see this one sniffing 3 and a hook. I think the next move would be the 2 and a hook. So if you're listening now, you might want to jump in on SMU. Plus the 3 now, and is what we like to say here at East Coast Sports Investors. Don't be shy to put a little pizza and beer money, a little sprinkle on the Mustangs to win the game outright.
Hey, I like the sound of that. Yeah, be sure to do your line shopping. Bet Rivers here in Illinois, it is holding at 2. The -2 is getting the juice, though, at minus 112 odds. However, on DraftKings here in Illinois, plus 2.5 is getting the juice at minus 115. Everywhere else holding right about 3. I think you're right. I think it comes back down to 2.5, and I think that's where it holds. I think SMU wins this game outright, but again, willing to take every point the books are willing to give me.
All right, that's game one. What's next
Yeehaw.
on the docket?
Oh, let's see here, my friend. This has actually kind of become one of my under the radar. Nobody knows about him. I actually brought him to Mags a little while ago, Riley, who you have on tomorrow, my partner, and he said, "No way. Who is this? Who are these guys? Who is this?" And depending on where you catch it at the market, totally fine with wherever, either the 5.5 or the 4.5. I got it at the 4.5. It was at 5.5 down to 4.5 today. 5 somewhere, still 4.5. I think the books have no idea what to do with this one, and I think the St. Thomas Tommies at plus 4.5 or plus 5.5 might even have a shot to win this game outright. That's right. I said the St. Thomas Tommies. You just said to yourself, who the hell did this kid sitting on this screen just say? They're playing the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. Oh, there's some bells went off in your head. That's exactly why we're taking the home dogs. Do not buy into the brand name of the Oral Roberts Golden Eagle. Do not fall into the trap. They're 2-5 straight up, 3-3-1 against the number. I think it was all the way on top there, Jeff. I think I saw it at the very top. But 3-3-1 against the number on the road. No one knows who the Tommies are, but I can tell you that they are being extremely undervalued on their home hardwood. 1-1 against the number on their home hardwood, but they have defended it straight up. 4-1 straight up overall. Both defenses are garbage. I'm not going to lie to you. This is actually going to be a fun little offensive matchup between two mid-major teams. And I think the offensive edge, I know the offensive edge sides with the Tommies. They're 68th in AOE, again, adjusted offensive efficiency, 17th in effective field goal, 106th in 2-point percentage, 12th in 3-point percentage, and 51st from the charity stripe. Oral Roberts, 93rd in AOE, 42nd effective field goal, 131st in 2-point, and 23rd in 3-point, and 180th from the charity stripe. So, if nothing else, the Tommy's 3-ball and their ability to knock down free throw shots, I think that at least keeps this within 4.5. I think they win the game outright. I really do. They are a sneaky good team, and I think they are being incredibly undervalued on their home hardwood. Last but not least, here's kind of some keys that I see some things that's happening. Number one, this is the Summit League. If you guys didn't know, I'm sure you don't watch much Summit League basketball, but your boy does. St. Thomas actually leads the Summit League in a couple of key statistical categories. They're second in adjusted offensive efficiency in the Summit League, first in offensive turnover percentage, second in 3-point percentage, and second from the free throw stripe. Simple comparison to the Golden Eagles, fourth in conference AOE, seventh in offensive turnover percentage, fourth in 3-point percentage, and third in free throw percentage. So This is a conference game. This matters. You're giving me 4.5 points in a conference game with a team that nobody knows about. I'm going to take them all day, every day, Monday through Friday, and twice a day on Sunday. But you don't believe me, just believe a couple of key trends, my friends. Oral Roberts, 2-3 straight up last 5 road games. 0-9 against the number. Their last 9 after scoring 100+ in their previous game. Can you spell LET space DOWN exclamation, exclamation, exclamation for the Golden Eagles? I sure can, but I also like the St. Thomas Tommies that are 9-2 against the number. Their last 11 overall. 4-0 against the number, last 4 following a straight-up win, and 5-2 against the number, last 7 following an ATS win. They're under the radar, my friend. Nobody knows about them. St. Thomas Tommies, back the purple shield. Let's get it to the pay window, plus 4.5. I love it.
OMG, and you wonder why they call him the mid-major king. You just wonder why. He coming up with all these gems in his
How about that?
At the breakfast bankroll.
Hey, speaking of, cheers to you. Breakfast bankroll. A little bit of coffee here. A little breakfast bankroll action. I love it.
Coffee with the coach. How's that sound?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And we do know you do have another show coming up, and
Sure.
We got about 10 more minutes, give or take a few minutes. What's next on the docket?
Okay, so I got 3 more to go. My friend, I will let you direct us what direction we're going to go here. So I got 2 Conference USA plays. I'm a big fan of Conference USA. Or one of my faves, and I know you like the conference as well, the Big Sky.
You know what? Let's go Conference USA.
Conference USA,
Let's have
all
a
right.
party in the USA. How's that sound?
All right, and then I got, free promo here for the Moneyline Dice. If you guys haven't heard of the Moneyline Dice, you can check them out on our show. I won't waste all of that. Check them out, moneylinedice.com. But what I'm going to do real quick, actually, so I got the 2 games right out of Conference USA. Home team, there's a home and away dice, right? So we can roll for home and away. You can roll for Moneyline ATS. It's pretty cool stuff, right? Like if you're stumped for a day, you can just roll, right? So I ain't got a coin on me, right? So we'll use home and away. So game number 2, we'll say number 1 is home, and game number 2 is away. So game number 1, UAB Blazers, UNT Mean Green. Game number 2, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, Rice Owls. All right. Home and away, we have away. So game number 2, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders against the Rice Owls. All right. So last and final one here. This team, actually, I'm about to give you here, my friend and my friends, my new friends. Hope I get to hang out with all of you guys tuning in live here sometime soon. This team has cashed a few tickets for me already, and I think they continue to do that for us here today. We're going to the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders plus the 3.5. Think Rice is being a touch overvalued at home. I don't think this finishes by more than a bucket. I lean more to 2 points than 3 points. Across the market, kind of down to 3 as far as I've seen. I don't know I got the thing on my other screen here, so if you can touch on that too, Jeff. But I got it at 3.5 last night. Looks like it's down at market consensus around 3. Rice is 183rd, and man, oh man, per KenPom, that is KenPom ranking, and they struggled through December, and now they continue to struggle here into January. They're 3-4 straight up, 2-4 against the number, their last 7 overall. That math doesn't add up. That's right, because one of their games was against a low-level opponent that didn't have a spread set. So again, overvalue, overvalue, overvalue. They actually lost to UNT in a Conference USA matchup, made them 0-1 in their last game, 43-75. So you think they're rearing to just come back in and try and get that lick back? I think it's going to be a little bit more rust. They have been struggling. They failed to cover as 10.5-point dogs in that game too, not to mention. Middle Tennessee is 196 per KenPom, and they murdered the month of December. And I already mentioned it. They cashed multiple tickets for us over at Talking the Line, and I think they do it for us here today. 4-3 straight up, 4-1-1 against the number, their last 6 overall. But hey, I don't just come here with my crazy opinions. I got stats to back it up too. Both teams like to get out and run. Both teams like to boat race. They hammered Don. Shout out to our guys over there at the Pat McAfee Show, and Consig, our Pittsburgh guy as well. Both teams are fast in tempo, but if anybody's going to control the pace of the game, it's going to be the Blue Raiders. 66th in tempo compared to Rice, that's 94th in tempo. Little advantages, little edges like that really matter in these games. Another thing, if anybody's going to be coughing up the rock, I don't see it being the Blue Raiders. They're 263rd offensive turnover percentage, so that kind of stinks outside the 250, but 51st in defensive turnover percent. Simple comparison to Rice, 278th in offensive turnover percent, so not great there either. Outside of the top 350, 351st in defensive turnover percent. So I love the Blue Raiders to win the turnover battle like they have time and time again for me and my partner Riley on our show. And last but certainly not least, speaking of that defensive turnover percent, we all know Middle Tennessee can score. If you look at their box scores, they can put up the numbers, but I think their defense is what keeps them in this game. Only 66.9 points per game allowed, 172nd in adjusted defensive efficiency per KenPom. I absolutely love it. This is Middle Tennessee's actually first Conference USA game, so I don't think the books quite know how to value them yet. I honestly might even put them as the favorites. They again, if you haven't noticed yet, how I like to bet is I like to take dogs that have a pretty solid chance of winning the game outright. That is kind of my style. If I lay chalk, if you see me laying some chalk, you should probably run to the window to get that hammered in as fast as you possibly can. If it's 6, 7, 8, 12 points, you see me laying that type of chalk, you better stop whatever you're doing, phone a friend, everybody get in the caravan and go down to the sports book and hammer the damn thing in. But I love the Blue Raiders plus 3.5. You don't believe me and my crazy opinions, my friends. Believe the trends. Last but not least, Middle Tennessee, they're 6-1-1 against the number of their last 8 overall. Been solid on the road, 5-1 against the number of their last 6 away from their home hardwood. 5-2-1 against the number of their last 8 Thursday games. I love that stat because also Rice 2-8 against the number of their last 10 Thursday games. 1-4 against the number of their last 5 Thursday games at home, and 0-5 against the number of their last 5 games versus a team with a winning straight-up record. I don't think we see this finish by more than 2, maybe even 1. I think this is going to be an electric mid-major Conference USA sweat and a half. Lock it in, tune in, and I'll see you fine folks at the pay window.
Stats, and more stats. How about a stack of stats?
I just come prepared, just locked and loaded, ready to rock and roll. The chambers are always full. You need extra stats, I got them.
So if I was a betting man, or let's say an investor, and you tipped your hand and you just gave us some info, my gut would say, I just don't know here, but my gut would say that you are leaning UAB Blazers.
Ooh, you would actually be incorrect, my friend.
Oh, see?
I'm actually leaning UNT. I won't go as much in depth as I did these last few. As you can kind of see, I do a pretty in depth analysis, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but. This one, man, oh man, I think the Mean Green are starting to heat up at just the right time, and that's Conference USA play time. One thing that really stuck out to me, the main stats were their Conference USA stats. So KenPom right now too, if you haven't gone into it, and I just opened up this whole rabbit hole that I got into the other day, you can go into their conference, and now he's got it broken down since we've had conference play now, broken down all the major statistical categories that we already look at, but broken down only in conference competition. So I've been looking at that, and UNT has a damn good shot to win Conference USA this year, at least in the regular season. I don't know about things get a little muddy when it comes to getting into the tournament time, the conference tournament time, time of the year. But I really think they have a shot to win here in the regular season, and they're one of the better teams in Conference USA when it comes to statistical means. KenPom has them ranked first in Conference USA adjusted offensive efficiency, first in offensive turnover percentage, and first on the offensive glass. So I told you I love hustle stats. Number one in turnover and number one in cleaning up the offensive glass. I love that. I love that. I love that. Also on defense, they're first in Conference USA adjusted defensive efficiency, first in opponent effective field goal percent, first in 2-point percentage allowed, first in 3-point percentage allowed, and first in steal percentage in Conference USA play. It's just things I couldn't look past. They have been sneaky good. They're actually, what are they, 5-1 straight up on their home hardwood so far, and then 8-11 straight up, 6-3 against the number, last 11 overall. I'm skipping the minus plus 1.5, whatever the case might be. I'm just going right for the money line. Some of these have just been a little weird. Some of these short favorites, short dogs, whatever the case might be. So I'd say skip trying to do any of that and just eat a little bit of extra chalk and take the mean green on the money line. I love them.
And I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you that. We are firm believers here at ECSI. When we can take any kind of points out of play and just win, baby, we'll spend the extra nickel, 8 cents, 10 cents, whatever.
Sure.
I don't want to get burnt by the hook.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get burnt by the half court heave, as we saw last night.
That.
When you have an opportunity to take the point and a half, 2 points out of play, for an extra 10, 15 cents, we firmly believe that. And you as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any day of the week. I mean, I know sometimes you look at your banker like, oh, I could win $4.98 instead of whatever your bet might be, or instead of $3.75 if you're a $5 bettor, or I can only win $99 instead of $96. Oh, I got to do that. It's fractional at the end of the day. You don't need to worry about that. So yeah, I don't worry about it whatsoever. I would highly recommend that. Just eating a little bit of chalk is no problem whatsoever.
The debut, the man, the myth, the legend.
One final before you get into it. I might as well dish it out. We went 4. I might as well just go 5 for 5. Give them all out. Hey, best bets. We have some fun around here. We'll give them all out. I'm going to Big Sky. You just have to trust me on this one. I think the Eastern Washington Eagles are being extremely undervalued on their home hardwood. They heat up just in time for tournament play every single damn year. They've been scuffling all early season so far, and I think they're just about to heat up at the right time. So I scooped the 1.5. I took the plus 1.5 with the Eagles early on last night, and looks like it's staying right around there per market consensus today. So I don't think we have anything to worry about on any of the plays. It's a loaded card here today, so I hope I gave you guys 5 plays. Of course, I play all my own plays. Everybody always wants to ask that. Oh, you give them out, but do you? Of course, I play my own damn plays. When I go 3-0, I'm excited as shit as you guys are, and when I go 1-4, I'm as bummed as shit as you guys are. So it is what it is. It's the highs and lows. But 3-0 sweep yesterday absolutely wrecked the books. So hoping for a 5-0 sweep today. Let's get them all to the pay window.
Quick recap: SMU +2, the St. Tommy's +5, Middle Tennessee State +4, and a hook right now. UNT money line, and for the cherry on top, the Eastern Washington U at +3.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
You made your debut. Colton can be followed at Talking the Line. The debut. This is the first of many, and we have his partner in crime, Riley Mack, following up tomorrow. But give all the listeners where they can follow you, social media, podcast, YouTube, whatever it takes, so they can now get to the window and follow you on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Number one, you see it in the banner there, the ticker. You can follow us at Talking the Line. We've kind of blossomed into TTL Sports Media, Talking the Line Sports Media, because now we have the daily show actually coming up here 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We have that every single day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And then every Wednesday, we haven't had it for the last 2 weeks because of Christmas and the New Year, all that nonsense going on. But every Wednesday, we drop the Wise Words podcast at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You grace us with your presence on that, Jeff. Is exactly what the name entails. Wise guys coming on, giving their wise words. Sometimes we get into life, love, and the pursuit of happiness, and other times we talk about sports gambling, but that's the way we like to do it. Always say take the over on that show as well. And then every Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, we do Cup of Joe on campus. We run through the entire collegiate slates for the day. So no more college football now, but we have 135 roughly college basketball slate this upcoming Saturday. So we don't really go too in depth into the capping and all the stats and everything. We just kind of kick back, talk some shit, have a little cup of coffee in the morning, and start the Saturday real slow. So that's all of stuff you can consume if you check us out at Talking the Line. Go to talkingtheline.com too if you'd like. You can see all of our additional shows, all the platforms it's on, our best bets, all the good stuff, all the stuff and more. But enough about me. We got plenty more opportunities to get into this. Follow me also at Colt TTL Sports, COLT TTL Sports. That is my personal page as well. If you like college basketball nonsense, Bears nonsense, Cubs nonsense, UFC nonsense. I'm a huge UFC guy. Everything in between. Starting up next week, my blog will be back in action, my UFC blog. We've had a couple of weeks off, so I blog, I podcast, I host, I co-host, I hop on here. I do a little bit of everything, Jeff, and with a little bit of luck, this is only but the beginning of me and my partner being in the industry.
A breath of fresh air. Like I says, if I was where you are right now, I'll go back 20 plus years ago. Lord have mercy. Had a lot more hair too.
I got a little underneath here. I'm good to go. I'm good to go for now.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, his partner, Riley Maggs. We're going to stay in the Windy City and we're going to do some Big Ten talk. We'll probably see if we can pull up some Big Ten action on Saturday so we can wet our whistle. Maybe a little talk on the Bears, and which is a little touchy subject, but we can talk about that as well.
Yeah. We might have that in the future. Mags is your Packers guy, so you see what we do here at TTL. I'm the Cubs and the Bears guy, and he's the Sox and the Packers guy. So we do go to the dirt. We do throw up the Dukes. We throw a middle finger here or there, but we come together and meet at the pay window at the end of the day. So it's the way we love to do it. Thank you so much, Jeff, for having me on. I appreciate the hell out of you, my friend. Here's to many more of these. Our paths crossing is something I am incredibly grateful for. Shout out Consig for getting us connected. Our paths crossing with him as well. Something I'll forever be grateful for. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Can't tell you how much I appreciate coming on today.
The first of many, my brother, the first of many. So for myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from Colton at Talking the Line. Always remember this. If you are wagering tonight, always wager responsibly. Wager with your head, not your heart. If you have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number. Ask for help. Why? Because we care. We want you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, all the way through 22 and 23 and beyond. So take the advice of Colton. He gave you 5 nice mid-major games today. Have a hunch, bet a bunch. Always wager responsibly. And we will see you back in the Windy City tomorrow morning.